Aloha and shalom. We are here for the final quarter Equinox activation, and I'm so excited because we have 2 equinoxes and 2 solstices a year, right? So we have these 4 super special in-between points, you know, just these special pauses in between the full cycle of life where we get to meet with this special energy, you know, and it's one of my favorite times to meet. So yay, glad to be here together. Happy equinox, happy final quarter. The thing I love about the final quarter moon, for those of you who are new here, is that the final quarter is what I like to call the in-between week. It's in between the full moon and the new moon, right? So we just had the full moon last week, and it was the revelation, right? Like everything's being revealed. Let's close this window here. I'll keep talking. Everything's being revealed on the full moon, right? And so we had that revelation, we had that illumination, and now here we are a week later where we're finally at a time where we can process it. A lot of people think that the full moon is a time to process, to receive everything in process, but the full moon is just about fully receiving. It's about being fully present with what is being illuminated. Because if you're actively processing, there's a part of you that is split, right? Like you're not fully present to take in the fullness of the picture. And so now, here we are a week later, ready to process. So we gave ourselves this time to really take everything in, and now it's like, what do we do with it? And for the new moon next week, we'll be ready, once we've done this processing, once we have done all of this work, we'll be ready to turn a new leaf, to start anew. And so that's one of my favorite things about the final quarter moon. It's really exciting. Every stage, every phase of the great cycle has its own unique meaning and purpose. So right now, again, the purpose is about integration. We're closing up one cycle and we're getting ready to start another one. So as y'all know, the ending is in the beginning, and the beginning is implicit in the ending, right? So how you do one determines how you'll do the other. How you close a cycle will determine how you're going to open the next one. So we have to be fully present. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up. Welcome if this is your first time. Welcome back if it's not. We've been doing this for years, every single week. It's either live or it's written out. Feel free to share this now while we're live with any family or friends who could use an uplifting message right now. I'm just burning this dragon's blood sage. Dragon's blood. So feel free to share it while we're live. Get people in the portal. Get them in the portal. Maybe someone needs this to support them. Maybe they've been going through something hard. Or maybe you want to send this to someone who's got superpowers, you know, someone who's really locking in heaven to earth, you know what I'm saying? So they can magnify the work that we're doing here. I love this little tiny impractical shell. My grandma gave it to me when I was a little girl. It's from the Dead Sea. So cool, right? Share that special energy with you all. So yeah, share away, or feel free to share at the end. It'll be here on my wall for some time, and it'll go to, as usual, YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic. So you can send it there if someone's not on Facebook. Oh, it smells good. I've had a long, busy day, so I'm using some of this sage, this scent. I like to burn things during transition or to call me into my body, because scent is so powerful. We should use that, use all of our senses to the best of our ability to make the most of this experience in life. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Y'all, my best friend, my best friend is here in the room with us right now. Margaret, shout out. My best friends have been coming to the activations. I love to see y'all. I love to see my family and my friends here. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Bria. Shout out to Constance. Margaret again, gotta say. So good to see everybody here. Luke, what's up? Kaleo Ra, Kingman, Arizona, what's up? So let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I'm in the Verde Valley, Arizona. All right. Bend, Oregon. Just shuffling the deck. Coming present, waking up all of the parts of self to be here now, whole and wholly integrated, showing up fully. Bring your brain here, bring your heart here. Let go of the day, all your thoughts, all the things, and just be here with us right now. Seattle's in the house. Virginia's in the house. All right, we're ready. Thank you in advance, archetypes, faces of the one, for this message that's about to come through. Thank you, thank me, thank we, thank the one. All right, final quarter, Equinox, superpowered. Here we go. Current challenge and gift. What we just went through with this powerful eclipse, full moon, the launching pad where we're stepping away from now, and it's kind of launching us into this present challenge and gift. And then what's to come. And as usual, it's this one for sure. Hebrew letter ally of the week. Okay, let's go. Oh, again. This card keeps coming up. It's come up in the collective activation as well as so many individual readings I'm doing for folks, even myself. This archetype is just really present with us the last couple of weeks. So this is the Eight of Cups, and this is where we're at right now. And this is what comes through immediately. We've been in this position of, should I stay or should I go? What should I really lock into, and what should I walk away from, like fully, you know, with compassion, giving thanks for the experience that was, but opening up to what should now be. And that's slightly evolving now. We're coming to a final quarter, so we're just starting to make decisions. It's like where we've been in that thought process, now we're in the action upon it. We are in this position of needing now to act on the conclusions we've come to in the last couple of weeks. You've realized, okay, now I need to dig in deeper to this, or I need to go. The decision has been made. You made the decision, you did the big work, okay? And now that it's the final quarter, it's really time to act. It's really time to plant the seeds, literally like do things, say things that are gonna start attracting opportunities to you for creating that next chapter of your life, for bringing in what you just decided needs to come into your life. Okay, so it looks like really getting off your butt now and everything you've just come to know so truly in your heart. Like, yeah, that relationship is absolutely not for me. Or yes, this is the relationship for me, but it needs to evolve in such and such a way. Or no, that job's not for me. Or it is, but I have this boundary, or I have to put my foot down in this area and I won't take no for an answer, right? So we've all kind of come to these conclusions of like what we need to be doing right now in order to be living most authentically, in order to truly be honoring ourselves. And now is time, it's time to take the first steps with the awareness that next week is the new moon, new energy coming in. So know that right now, what we think, say, and do is shaping those opportunities. We've already made the decision, so it's already being attracted to us, but now it's time to be intentional with our thoughts, words, and actions, and really shape them with more of a confidence that, yeah, I have decided this, and I'm going to continue to show the universe, them, the one, myself, that I've made that decision. I'm going to prove that I'm really confident in this position, in my realizations, my recent realizations. I'm going to prove that by intentionally shaping my thoughts, reshaping my thought patterns. I'm going to show myself that I'm on board, fully on board with the decisions I'm just now coming to by locking them in through what I'm thinking, through what I'm saying, through what I'm doing. I'm going to take the extra step now, knowing that the opportunities are literally on their way to me, and how I behave right now will determine exactly what it's going to look like. Okay, so now we're actually making moves on what we realize we need to let go of and what we realize we need to dig in deeper with, okay? Wendy's asking, what are some good exercises to do this together? It's really just about being present with yourself. Each person's journey with this is so unique. Each person's journey in general is so unique. So it's really just about, I think it would be great to write down what conclusions you've come to this week, what your boundaries are, what you really want and need in this life, without judging yourself. Really write it down. No, this is it, without analyzing too deeply, without analyzing it all. This is who I am, what I want, and what I need. And then go within and look at your thought patterns and ask, is this way of thinking in alignment? What ways have I been thinking that were shaped by my last chapter of being? And how can I see that, of course, there's work to be done to shift that? I mean, for all of us, because all of us have been living a certain way, and we're all evolving, and we want to live at least a slightly different way, right? Because hopefully you're changing, because that's the only way to survive, right? Is adaptability. So all of us have work to do in going deep into our own thoughts and observing and going, what there needs to be changed. Because of course there's something that needs to be changed. Our thoughts have become, have become on autopilot based on the last chapter we were living. So what needs to be changed? Because something does, right? So that's what you need to do, is go in there and do the work. Observe what needs to be changed. Observe the words you're using. What words are you using frequently? Are you using words like I can't, or never, or so really pay attention to your words and ask, are those words reflecting the reality that I want to be building? And then take some bold actions. Like one action can be expressing, simply with using your voice, right? Your voice. It's like your sword. It's the expression of your will. Use your God-given voice to express these realizations. Start there. Be open in your relationships to talk about who you really are and what you really need, what you want. Start there. Express it. Bring it out of you. It's been in there all along, and you've been stifling it. And now that it wants to come out, start with just expressing it, speaking about it, finding someone safe at first to speak about it with, and then finding the courage to express it to the people that it feels most uncomfortable with, but it's most necessary for the change. Practice with someone comfortable, and then muster up that courage. And know that when you do muster up that courage, you are literally bringing your soul into your body. You're bringing heaven to earth. And how is that? Courage is a virtue. And virtues are a part of the all-virtuous light of compassion, which is the frequency of God, source. So when you're embodying any of the virtues, and courage is such a powerful one, you are literally embodying a ray of the light of the infinite sun. And I can say that in many different ways. So if you have a little fear around being courageous and saying what needs to be said, remember that true boldness, that true courage is a virtue, is necessary. It will only do good for you and everyone around you, for the whole one. So whomever you're afraid of talking to, know that it's actually going to do both of you and everyone right. Simply by being brave, being authentic. On another level, you're giving the other, who is only you, permission to also be authentically themselves. Because don't you want that? Don't we all want that? Okay, moving on. Oh, I love this. What we're launching from, what we've just come from. There it is. The hanged man, the martyr. Okay, so we've come from this place of like, gosh, like I've just been through some crazy stuff. Like I'm hanging upside down. I'm seeing life from a different perspective. I'm being illuminated because of my suffering or because of my discomfort. You know, a lot of stuff came up and was revealed, and that is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's liberating, but it's uncomfortable. And it can be both, you know? Absolutely is often both. So this is where we're coming from. This is what is representing last week and the last couple of weeks even, and all that powerful energy building up to the full moon eclipse, okay? This is perfectly representing that illumination that comes from revelation, everything that was revealed for the full moon. And it was a lot of things that came up that for all of us, we instantly realized, this is what I'm gonna need to sacrifice now. And we're just now getting into the actual act of making these sacrifices, right? In thought, speech, and action. But we realized, like, it's hard. Those things come up and we realize, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna have to give up this old part of myself. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to give up this comfort. I'm gonna have to give up this feeling of safety. I'm gonna have to give up this entire whole ass relationship. I'm gonna have to give up where I've been living. I'm gonna have to give up this belief that I've had my entire life about this person, place, or thing. And oh my God, I'm gonna have to give that up. And that hits, it hits you, right? It slaps you in the face. But it still comes with a revelation. So it's like we can get lost in the self-pity and the victimization and go, oh my God, all this stuff I'm gonna have to leave behind. Or we can go, but it'll all be worth it because I'm gonna gain a whole new reality. I'm gonna gain a whole new perspective, which will birth a new reality. So that's what happened for this past eclipse. This last new full moon was very revealing, gave us a new perspective. We realized we need to make a lot of sacrifices. And now here we are making them with intention, with awareness, with a trajectory, with confidence in our path, in our journey. We've chosen where we want to go. It's not like we're just leaving and have nowhere to go. There's a level of confidence in this particular part of the journey, because we're only leaving whatever we need to leave, you know, the old reality, old version of ourselves, because we can grasp the vision of something better. And that's where we're headed. And what more inspiration could you possibly need? And on that note, where we're headed, 3 of Swords looks like this. And this is really great because, wow, it brings in a whole new dimension of perspective as to where we're headed, okay? 3 of Swords is all about healing the wounds of the heart. How can you expect to do that when you're so stuck in what we've been stuck in up until this point, like what we're waking up from now? We didn't have the opportunity to heal certain wounds because we were so deep in the process of whatever it was, the relationship, the job, the house, whatever, the situation. And we were compromising parts of ourselves. So a few things going on there. When you compromise a part of yourself, you're no longer fully present. You're not whole. You can't possibly be doing the whole and holy work to your fullest potential because you're compromising a part of yourself. When you're in self-denial, there's an archetype, which is a piece of your soul that you're denying, right? When you deny a part of yourself, all the parts of yourself can be categorized into these archetypes, right? Think of the major arcanum. So when you deny a certain aspect of yourself, you're denying a whole archetype, a whole expression that is a very important part of you. It's an important part of the song of your heart. It's an important part of the song of the universe. It's like you're denying not only that part within yourself, but you're denying that part, that frequency within all things, within all of life. And so you can't even be fully doing the work. You're split, right? You're fragmented. And also you're accepting situations that are not reflecting the whole you, right? Because you're moving from a place that's not whole. So every situation you're attracting is also not reflecting back to you that level of authenticity, that level of wholeness. And so a lot of our time was spent balancing and compensating and building up resentment and frustration and fear and extraneous thoughts, just like stuff in there, which is all perfect because it's all material that we later, like now, use to alchemize into gold, you know? So it's all perfect, but it just wasn't time. And now is the time. Now that we're stepping into our power and we have a trajectory. We know what we need to leave behind because we know where we need to go. And those two things are not in alignment, right? So now that we're stepping away from that, we're breaking free, we're liberating ourselves, and we're being authentic. We're calling those parts that we denied back to ourselves. We're beginning to integrate those parts again. So be excited. They're saying, oh, this is so much fun. They are saying to be excited because naturally, effortlessly, and organically, as you own your authenticity, your whole environment is going to begin to reflect that to you. Understand? Expect this. Every relationship, every conversation you have, the way the wind blows through the trees around you, pay attention because every little thing is going to be reflecting back to you this beautiful frequency, this beautiful image and reflection of your own authenticity, your own courage, your own virtue, your light. The world is a mirror. Don't forget that. So expect that. Okay, so as we move forward and we receive those reflections of our brave choices and our authentic choices, then we're going to call back in those parts of ourselves. We're going to become more integrated and whole. We're going to feel more fulfilled and more like we're living our purpose by honoring our own will, by honoring our own desires. And so naturally, what else is going to happen naturally is the heart healing. Those wounds that we literally didn't have the space, the tools, or the potential to access. It's all going to happen naturally. And that's the way of life. That's the beauty of it. So let's remember that and let's receive that. Yeah, with gratitude and grace. So we're going to move forward. We're going to naturally begin to integrate parts of ourselves that we didn't even know we were denying simply by being authentic. Right? Because you can't be authentic and also in denial. They don't go together. They're two different frequencies, right? And so finally, you're going to have the presence, the awareness, and the potential to heal wounds that you maybe didn't realize were there or that were still there, maybe even from many relationships ago, maybe from childhood, maybe from lifetimes ago. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Time is a circle. It's never ending. And so those opportunities are going to come up. And you don't have to be afraid because it's not going to be difficult, okay? You have the universe at your side within you. You have all of the elements working together with you as your allies. And so as these wounds come up for you to see, to work through, you're going to feel more empowered than ever because you're in that frequency, baby, of confidence and authenticity. You're like, oh, I'm walking this path now. There's no turning back. So as it comes up, it's going to be, you're going to go, ah, yes, perfect timing. Of course this is happening now for me to heal these wounds. I didn't even have the energy or the capacity to recognize that they were there, that they were festering, that they were still wide open and needing tending to. Now you'll be able to really nurture yourself because you're not going to be spending so much time in self-denial, so much time paralyzed in victimization and anxiety and fear. No more. I don't have anxiety and fear now because I am honoring who I really am, what my true desires are, and I'm not settling anymore. Right? So things might come up like, let's say like, a struggle with a partner, right? Because last week it was all cups cards, right? All relationship. Let's say a struggle comes up with a partner and you're going to go, oh, well, I know exactly how to deal with this now because I am embodied. I'm really being myself. And so I feel equipped to be able to heal this thing once and for all. It's like No, I remember who I am. I know who I am. And that little pain, yeah, I kind of didn't know who I was yesterday. I was not fully here, didn't even realize it. But now I can look at that and go, I understand it. I understand this pain. I have compassion for it. And I know what to do with it. Now that I have a trajectory, I know what to do with this wound, because I know where I'm headed and I know where it has a place, where its teaching has a place in my journey, or I know that now I need to receive the teaching, apply it, and let it go, right? It's like, how to like break it down. Because you have a clear vision of where you're headed and you have the confidence and your authenticity and your wholeness, you have the tools to dissect it, break it down, and make something of it. They're saying this too, it's like really clear, because when we do that heart healing, or when we heal any wounds, nothing goes away, right? Like energy is only recycled. So it's like, how can I alchemize it? It's not just about like brushing it under the rug or being like, putting it somewhere. There is nowhere. There's only here. So it's about recognizing that it's compost. Like you need to make it into compost for what you're now moving into. Right? So now that you actually know where you're going, because you're moving out of this self-denial, leaving behind those situations that suck, you can properly say, I know what to do with this teaching. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. So you can say, I know what to do with this teaching because I know who I am and where I'm going. How can you heal a wound when you are forgetting who you are, when you have no idea where you're going, when you feel stuck, when you're in victim mode, when you're in fight or flight? You cannot possibly, logically or intuitively, analyze your wounds and make them into something beautiful. We need to come into that place of balance where we can hear our intuition and we can really hear the voice of logic, and we can feel and hear those voices as one. They become our guiding voice. We are the mouthpiece for that sacred expression and that most high perspective. Only when we're there can we properly, make diamonds out of coal, make treasure out of trash, kind of a thing. And we couldn't be in that perfectly balanced perspective because up until this moment, we've kind of been playing this like a little out of control, out of resonance for a reason, all for a reason. We've been compromising ourselves. You cannot be in that place of balance, really hearing the unified voice of intuition and logic, when you're denying a part of yourself. Let me break it down. The two, intuition and logic, aka feminine and masculine, they encompass the 4 elements, and the 4 elements then encompass all of the archetypes, right? So it's like this chart. Think of like a pyramid. You have like God, the one, source, Ein Sof, or whatever you want to call it. Then you have the mother, father, masculine and feminine, intuition and logic. Then you have the 4 elements, 2 and 2, right? And then you have all the archetypes. Think of the major arcanum as a wonderful scientific tool to represent that. Now, when you're denying, remember what we said, when you're denying an aspect of yourself, you're compromising one of the archetypes. One of those archetypes is not being heard, not being seen, not being expressed. It's being neglected. Therefore, to some degree, you are out of balance with your elemental makeup. It's affecting your elemental makeup and therefore how you see that reflected to you in the world. You neglect that force, it neglects you in reflection. There's a disconnection, right? And then going further, if you have, if you're denying a certain archetype, you're denying ultimately a part of the feminine or masculine, a part of your intuition or logic. And so that balance, that dance that they do, that beautiful dance of opposition that they do to keep life vibrating, it's fragmented. Therefore, you're denying a part of God. When you deny a part of yourself, you deny a part of God, because that is what you are, as a part of that whole. So you see the pyramid, when you deny a part of yourself, you deny a certain archetype, which then compromises your elements, your elemental makeup, your elemental frequency, which then compromises your direct connection to God. Because if you listen to each of the archetypes, right? On the contrary, you listen to each of the archetypes and you give them each a turn with the talking stick equally. And you really hear each one of them, have compassion for each one of them, and allow them each to express themselves, right? They need to be harmonious, synergistic. If you do that, then you strengthen your direct connection to source. You strengthen that bond because you become like that source, like that frequency, and like attracts like. But it's hard, it's like ambiguous when we try to say, oh, let's just touch God, right? It's like we need to like go through this human process to get there, and this is a wonderful way to do that. Okay, you can connect with all of the archetypes and make sure, and they're relatable, right? Whereas like that limitless light can be so like beyond our understanding or comprehension. Yet the archetypes, as represented by these symbols and these beings in these cards, they're a tool to relate to source in a way that our human mind can comprehend. Otherwise, they would just be unattainable, untouchable, unknowable, primordial frequencies, right? But these cards give them a face and these symbols that we can connect to. So make sure you give equal attention to each of these major archetypes. And if you do that, you'll know you're giving equal attention to all of the elements in all the ways they need tended to. Likewise, you're giving equal attention to the masculine and the feminine, your intuition and your logic. And then ultimately, you're embodying a balance that resembles the frequency of God, or the all-virtuous light. And again, bringing it back to this card, the only way we can heal our wounds is when we can access that place of balance. And we can only access that place of balance when we know who we are and we know where we're going. Otherwise, you're in a victim state. You're not sure who you are, where you're going. You're compromising your ability to be in that most high perspective. You will not be able to alchemize those wounds. Okay. Whew, that was a long one there. That was a lot. And the ally of the week is the Hebrew letter Shin, S-H-I-N. You can Google it. And it looks like fire. It is connected to the element of fire. So, would be really good to literally connect with fire, sit by a fire, gaze upon a flame, a candle. Any way to connect to the fire element, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, do it. Okay, so it's also good to revisit your definition of what fire is right now in your own reflection. What is fire? How does fire show up in the mental realm, in the spiritual realm, in the emotional realm, in the physical realm? What does fire actually look like in each of these realms? And how is that in my own image? You know, what is the fire in me? What does that mean? So those are all good things to look at. The other thing is, this is about, it's connected to the world card, first of all, okay? The world, the universe. And it's got the 3 prongs. The universe is card 21, the world card 21, which reduces to a 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you can see 3, right? So it's all about action. 3 is the number of action, bringing things into the world of creation through action. And fire is action, right? Fire is heat. Fire is, you can think of the devil card, and you got the devil is lighting the man's tail on fire, putting a fire on his butt, right? Like getting him going, like get to it, take action. So the Shin reminds us that it's time to take action, and it kind of brings this activation full circle to the beginning where we said, we have now realized what we cannot settle for any longer. We know who we are and what must be done, so we're not going to like sit around and wait for it anymore. We are going to take the matter into our own hands and take actions, like take actions, whether that's inwardly or outwardly, just take actions in thought, speech, and in your behaviors to make that a reality, whatever that is you realized you want as your reality. You're no longer going to play small or settle or compromise. You're going full force here. And you are taking accountability. You are taking those first steps. Right? It's like we show people how we want to be treated by how we treat ourselves. It's the same thing. Like, don't just say to your lover, this is what I need and I haven't been getting this and this is it or nothing. Don't just stop there. Definitely go for it. Say all that, for sure. Say all that. And put your money where your mouth is. Like, don't just set a boundary and then like wait around for something to happen. Like, honor yourself. Take those first steps, like for example, I can't do this. I need to have more space to myself. Go take it. Don't wait to be invited. Book a trip. Go to a spa. Like, whatever you got to do. Take those first steps. Really show that you mean it. Show yourself. Show your relationships. Show the world that you mean business, that you're actually stepping into this new reality and you are creating that and not waiting for anyone else to do it for you. And then everyone will jump on board because you have a confidence in what you're doing. You're not looking to someone else. You have this tunnel vision. This is my vision and I'm going for it. And watch how the whole universe just kind of jumps into place to assist you in manifesting exactly what it is you're on your way to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's that Eight of Cups again. I think the main thing to know about this activation this week as we move toward the new moon is, that's it, baby. There's no turning back, okay? There is no turning back. You're on your way. You've realized what that cup is that's missing, okay? You realize what that missing piece is that you need to go get to find true fulfillment. And that's why we're here, to find that fulfillment. Because when we feel that level of fulfillment, we fill up the cup of the one. Okay, so this is the main focus for the week ahead. New things are coming. And in the meantime, what we need to do to call those in, to make it happen, to start off on our best foot next week, is to confidently acknowledge, I know what that cup is that I'm out to seek. I know what I'm on my way to get. There's no turning back. And now let me really look at my thoughts, the words I'm speaking, and the actions I'm taking, and make sure that it's all aligned with this decision that I'm fully now accepting, right? Because up until today, even, it's been very like, oh, I'm just realizing this. And now, so it was like 1.5 feet in. And now we're both feet in and we're walking, running. So it's time to accept. This is it now. This is the new road and I'm walking it. And I can be excited about it because as I do this, I'm only going to step into that healing that has needed to happen for so long. The pain that I've been feeling, the resentment, the suffering, the anxiety, all of it, I'm on my way to get rid of that. I'm on my way to dissolve all of that simply by being myself and honoring my true self, my true desires. So bring it on. All that healing that I've been asking for is on its way. No turning back. Aligning my thoughts, words, and actions with my trajectory, where I'm heading, the vision of what I'm running to right now. I'm gonna put a fire on my butt. I'm gonna burn it up. I'm gonna burn away the old. The fires of transformation. The alchemical furnace. Turn up the heat, baby. Turn it up. And that's what's going to happen. In the flames, we're going to disintegrate and be reborn and rise, rise, rise. And in that liberation, we'll find our healing. Everything we've been asking for. Okay, so I hope you're feeling really confident in your decisions. You have everything you need inside of you. You have all that you could ever want and need. So you have nothing to fear. Okay? You got this. You know the truth. There's no turning back now. Okay? It's like you just pushed off from the edge of land into rapids, water rapids, and you're in a little canoe, a little raft, I don't know. And there's no turning back. Like, that's it. Like, you're in the rapids, you know what I'm saying? So embrace that. Know that you are those tumultuous waves. You are the current, baby. You're the raft. You're the water. You're the force that's pushing it along. So you have nothing to fear. Go with it now. Go with the current. It's all you. What on earth do you have to fear when you're everywhere? Gonna get your share. Okay? So be brave. Go with it. Do what must be done, and know that many gifts are on their way to you. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me in this activation. I look forward to next week's new moon activation already. I can like taste it already. It's like so exciting. So much newness on its way. Thank you for reaching out for your one-on-one readings. I've been enjoying the one-on-one readings so much, and I've been doing a lot of group readings, readings for retreats, weddings, parties, all kinds of things, and I'm super open to stuff like that. So please reach out if you have a special event coming up, or you want a personal reading for yourself, or if you want to give it as a gift to someone. It's the best gift ever, because it's literally the gift that keeps on giving. It's a gift that will empower anyone, any age, wherever you are in the world. Even if someone's not particularly struggling, it's so much fun because the archetypes always have a message. Even if things are good for you, it gives you a way to maximize your potential. So a reading is literally for anyone. Best gift ever. Birthday, Valentine, that just passed, holidays coming up, whatever it is. Even if it's just a I love you gift, just because gift. So reach out. You can email me, info@royalpathtarot.com, or you can private message me here. And my books are still available, Royal Path 1 and 2, if you want to learn a little bit about what I do and my personal tips on how to be a tarot master, because you all are that. We all are that. And my course is, of course, still available. It's the course in the occult symbolism of the tarot, major arcanum. There's a 60 to 90 minute class on every single card. So ask me about that if you're interested. It goes a little bit deeper than the book, into the symbolism. It's a great companion to the book. And then, of course, I have some classes on the minor arcanum as well. And I look forward to continuing that course with you guys. So if you're interested in any of these things, please reach out. Thank you for your donations. You know who you are. I so appreciate you giving back for these activations. If these activations have helped you in some way, or have helped you like open your eyes to something in your life, or to heal something in your life, and you want to give back for that, I believe my information is down on my wall. You can scroll down. My Venmo is Rebecca-Magic, just as my name is spelled here. And what else? Oh yeah, feel free to join Shabbat Crew, is my private group on Facebook. I've had it for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. And there are people from all over the world in there. Shabbat Shalom. It is now Shabbat. And I post in there the Kabbalistic explanation of the Torah story every week. So if you're interested, it's called Shabbat Crew. Ask me which one. I think there are a couple that have that name. And then, of course, we have our private group, the Archetypal Alliance. I'm not really often in that group, but it's a fun community. Lots of people in there that you can talk to about your own card pulls if you want a little insight and perspective. Okay, guys, enjoy this powerful equinox energy, and Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you next week.